75 for the bar room?
Good morning.
Good morning. 1, 2, 3,
We are celebrating Raquel's 1-year anniversary
4,
at
5.
at Prevail. Got some whiskey shots going. It is 6:52 Friday morning.
Never too early.
Yes. Party. What?
Okay.
It's okay.
This morning is brought to you by Bullet Bourbon, Barrel Strength.
Barrel strength. All right. Here we go.
Exercise
Here we
rehydration.
go over here. This one seems really cool.
Cheers. Cheers. Congratulations. Well done.
Congratulations.
Year
Thank
one.
you.
Happy Friday.
To more to come.
Woo!
Oh boy. Oh yeah. Oh, that's lovely.
Woo!
I like that one. What a way to start your day.
Yeah. All right. All right. Let's chit chat about your first year. This is Raquel, everyone. Yes.
Yeah. So, year one, prior to starting at Prevail, had you done any kind of gym exercising?
No.
Okay. So this is your first experience like in a gym doing actual like lifting stuff.
Yes.
Yes. And you've done like kind of other physical things, been active, right?
Yeah. Bike, hike, yoga, that kind of stuff. But nothing structured with any kind of weights, nothing structured with any of the stuff that you have us do.
Right. Okay. And what was your main motivation for starting?
Less pain,
Uh-huh.
because I was hurting,
Uh-huh.
and more strength because my husband was worried I'd be breaking bones as I was getting older.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
some weight bearing stuff. It was really just
Uh-huh.
to try to get myself feeling better.
Okay. And what was hurting? Like what was in pain?
Okay, so I have a lot of mobility issues. I have a lot of restricted movements and stuff. Lots of lower back pain, hip pain, lots of shoulder and chest pain.
Okay. And then so how do you feel like that on a level 1 to 10? Where was that pain when you started?
Well, it was a 10. I felt like I was an old woman. I am 48 years old. I'm not an old woman. And I would roll out of bed in the morning and everything would hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
And then on a level 1 to 10, where do you feel like your pain is now?
I'm at about a 2.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
lot.
it's a
big change.
huge change,
Right,
all
right.
over change.
Right, and as a profession, what do you do for a profession?
So I'm an eye doctor.
Eye doctor, so you're in a lot of weird kind of positions,
home
bent
arms,
over,
yep,
heads up high, all that kind of stuff.
And I do that all day, every day.
Lots of standing,
Yep.
so it's pretty demanding on the body.
Yep.
Yeah, and so strength training has helped us get a little bit better at handling those loads.
A lot of it's all the core stuff. That's
Right.
really what had gone slack. And lots of bad posture and stuff like that. And a lot of what you instruct us with, that's about putting yourself in a better position to use those muscles better.
Where do you think, how do you think that yoga has helped you prior to lifting with all that stuff?
Okay, so 2 things with yoga. There's a mental component to it. So when you're under a lot of stress, oftentimes you'll start doing things in your life to try to manage that aren't so healthy and aren't so good for you, so you can put yourself in a better mind state. So yoga was really, really good for me with that. And flexibility, because we worked a lot of holding poses and moving through poses, so that was good. So mind, body, that was good, but it wasn't really doing anything for me strength-wise.
Right. Right. So how do you think that this has improved your yoga?
Okay, so every pose that I do now, I can do stronger. And a lot of the poses I was doing, I wasn't really doing them properly because it was impossible for me to get into that position. The restrictions that I had made it real hard to open up into certain positions. It's changed a lot of that. So it feels like feels like I'm doing it right, instead of just doing it.
Right. Yeah. So you feel like the strength training has complemented the
Absolutely.
yoga, and vice versa.
Absolutely.
The yoga has complemented the strength training. things
Yeah,
like
the
that.
two together made a huge difference.
Cool. Good. And then what do you think has been the biggest surprise from strength training? Something that you're like, man, I really didn't think that this would happen.
Okay. Again, I'm 48. I really didn't think that my body had the ability for the muscles to change. So I thought maybe I'd get stronger, but that it really wasn't going to look any different because my physical body hadn't changed in decades. I'd gain weight and lose weight and gain weight, but nothing really was changing. This has completely changed the whole way my body. I lost like 4 clothes size. I had to totally change out my entire closet. And I did yoga for 4 years and just went between fat pants and my normal pants.
Right.
So it's completely changed my physique.
Yeah, hit us with a flex. Yes, look at those arms.
The back too.
I know.
All those muscles. All the
Turn around, give
muscles.
us.
Yeah.
Yes.
All the muscles.
Yes, look at that.
Exactly.
She's busting out that tank
so
top.
what do you think, like, nutritionally though, what do you think has been the biggest change?
So I do a whole lot of nutritional stuff with this too. And I started a lot of that around the same time that I started class, but I'd been dabbling in changing my diet for about the last 3 years. But the energy change has helped a lot with the nutrition because the food cravings change. I'm not so hungry, so battling a lot of that stuff has made that easier.
Right.
But again, this isn't just a gym. You give nutritional advice.
Right.
There's a lot of other support stuff with it. So that's also complemented. I'm not a chips and fries and fast food girl. I mean, I eat well.
Right.
But a lot of that's because I feel good and you start wanting to eat the stuff that's going to make you feel better. So yeah.
Right. Yeah, and you want to have you want your sessions to feel better.
Yeah.
So
I do this at 5:45 in the morning. Yeah.
So can't
Yeah.
really be eating a bunch of
No.
nonsense the night
No.
before and have great sessions.
Not unless you want to throw up in class, and no one wants to do that.
Full of Chris.
I wasn't going to call them out, but okay. You know who you are.
Okay. Yeah, I think what is, I know that something else has happened since you being here, but you guys go travel a lot, and you go out to the mountains, go out to Colorado, and you have space down in Medicine Park.
Yeah.
So how has the strength training affected your ability to keep up with crazy?
Well, super. I was going to say, that's a super question. I am married to a very physically fit man who goes. And it's often painful for me to even sort of kind of keep up. He still has to wait for me. He still has to adjust everything that he does.
He's an alien.
He's always been super nice about that. But it has really changed my ability to actually be there and stick with it and not absolutely hate myself the next morning when I wake up and I feel like I'm going to die. I wake up the next day and I'm ready to go ahead and go with him again. Yeah. So we do this together. And lots of couples do this together, which is really nice because there's kind of a whole community thing to it. So that component of it, being able to not feel like I'm making him have to drag so much. Because I used to say, okay, now go get your real ride on. After he'd go and ride around with me, I'd go, now you go do your thing because I know this was like tooling around for you. I don't feel so bad about that now. I feel like I can keep up a whole lot better. It's been awesome.
Great.
Yeah, it has been great.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, we'll finish it up. What do you think is what is something that you were the most nervous about prior to starting?
Okay, so Steve started before I did, and he would try to explain to me what he was doing. You just can't do that. Right. it's real difficult to put into words. So as he would talk through what he was doing, I just thought overwhelmed. There's no way I'm going to be able to do this. And you change it up all the time. But everyone is in the exact same position. So I was a little worried about the fact that I'm not going to know the lingo. I wasn't going to know any of that stuff. Still don't know the lingo. It's like super secret. But you always show us what to do. Once we've kind of done it, especially with the understanding of what we're doing things for, not nearly so overwhelming. But not being at a gym before. I mean, I didn't go and stand and ride on do a treadmill or stand and lift weights or do anything by myself before any of that. So the thought of coming into a group dynamic, it's like everyone's going to be watching me. Everyone's going to see me as I'm struggling with this. Everyone's worrying about their own self. No one's paying any attention to you. We're all here for our own reasons and not because we've got to watch someone buff up or do anything crazy.
Do you think that when you first started that spending a couple sessions with me personally help a lot
Oh,
before
yes.
starting into the group?
Oh yes, I think that's critical. I think having that kind of slow introduction into this is the kind of stuff that we're going to be doing, this is how you're going to do it right, and little reminders, which is nice, little reminders, so you don't end up doing something that would hurt yourself. And that was always my big concern. I had enough issues that I didn't want to jack myself up and then find myself 3 months later coming back to class.
Right.
Hasn't happened in a year.
That's awesome.
It's been good.
Good.
It's been
Yeah,
good.
you've been an amazing student.
It's been
So
fun.
we really
It's been
appreciate
fun.
that.
I'm looking forward to the next year.
Good.
Yeah.
Last thing before we leave, since this is like a public forum, like what do you do? Where do you work? Where can people like come to find you if they need to get
Okay.
their vision
Yeah.
checked?
Best eye doctor ever.
So my name is Dr. Raquel Strange. I am at Sight to See Vision Associates, and it's right on Broadway here in Edmond. I've been there for 21 years. So 341-7055, you can call anytime. We can get you in and get your eyes checked.
There you go.
Have a
Love
good
it.
day.
Awesome.
Okay, great. We love you so much.
Love you some, Danny.
Just give me those arms.
Woohoo!
Yes. Okay, bye.
It's all good.
Happy Friday. I don't know how to save this.
Well, just finish.